are the clients that we can really help in private practice? What kind of issues would they be addressing? And a few of the thoughts that came to mind is, because often we're not working with clients who were victims of violent crimes or they've never been on the front lines of a war fighting in combat. So the clients that I work with that I have seen really benefit from EMDR therapy are actually working with a little more kind of everyday kind of stuff, but it can be very debilitating and create obstacles in your life. And the first thing I thought about was work experiences.
Yes.
A lot of people have had traumatic work experiences where maybe they've been fired or they've been highly criticized or they're not able to move forward in an organization. They're always being held back. And through those experiences, they really start to believe that they aren't good enough, that they're done something wrong.
Working hard enough,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And exactly, because there's a lot of pressure in our society, and with a lot of folks that we do work with in private practice, I'm working 70-hour weeks and I'm still not getting things done. I feel like no matter how much effort I put into something, I'm always failing. I'm always falling short. So a lot of those things can come up in work experiences. And with EMDR, and we'll get into the details in a couple of seconds here, but that can really, so let's say I'm at work and I feel really criticized by my boss all the time. That might actually be related to something that happened in the past. So when we got criticized as a child or in our teen years, right? Oh, here comes that criticism again. And we can, from that, learn to interpret feedback as criticism. So any kind of guidance we might get, like, oh, I'm being criticized, right? And so learning where that came from, going back to where that first started, and then continue to resolve that going forward. Because if we just deal with the present trigger or the present event, we can be missing where we actually learn those things. So it's what's presenting for the client now, and then how can we resolve that?
So really identifying where that response originated from, and then probably working back from there, I would imagine, to see what happened. So, I've had clients who report they feel physically sick when maybe they had a traumatic experience at work, or maybe they felt like they looked foolish in a meeting or something like that. And so the next time they go to a meeting, they feel physically sick, like they have a stomach ache or they're having physical symptoms of anxiety. So it really impacts their work performance at that point. They're holding back. They're not expressing themselves. So doing this kind of work can actually have real tangible results in your everyday life, like helping your performance at work.
Yeah, helping your performance. A common one is public speaking, right? So when we have to get up in front of our colleagues, give a presentation, or, God forbid, a whole room full of people, right? Those can be very scary and insecure situations. And then in that example, right, we would go back to a time where, you learn that if I stand up in front of people, I might be criticized, I might be judged. Maybe we had an adverse public speaking, or maybe like theater experience in high school where we forgot our lines, right? It can go all the way back to these things, and then resolving that, and then again moving forward.
Yeah.
Yep.